Hello, and welcome back to What We Pod in the Shadows, where we're discussing the sixth and final season of What We Do in the Shadows. I'm Raven.
And I'm Alison.
Today we are discussing the episode PI Undercover New York, which just came out earlier this week.
Tuesday.
Yes, Tuesday. At least on Hulu, it came out on Tuesday. It might technically come out on Mondays on FX, but
Episode 8 of season 6, and we will be spoiling everything.
yes, spoilers abound. If you haven't watched the episode yet, maybe do that before you start listening to us talk, because we're discussing the whole darn thing.
With our familiar.
Yes, with our familiar Bert.
So there's a lot of explanation for this episode. There's a lot happens. Very chock full of happening. Beginning starts with Nandor walking home, but he is stopped by an assistant because a TV show is being shot in their neighborhood. But Nandor throws him against the house when he thinks they're going to shoot Naja's dolly, because the guy says something about shooting dollies.
He just took it too literally.
He thinks they're under attack, and Laszlo agrees that they're taking over their territory. A truck hits their garden wall, and someone from the production assures them insurance will cover it. Colin grooms himself in the mirror for a dinner party at a friend's house. The friend is named Joel, and he's played by Zach Woods from The Office. He was Gabe on The Office. Naja inquires about where he's going, and says he doesn't have friends. Colin says him and Joel used to work together but grew apart when Joel married Becky. Naja wants to tag along to practice her small talk and pretends to be Colin's girlfriend.
Colin didn't want her to come at first, but Nadja says it will make him look successful like Mr. Big on Sex and the City to have a girlfriend, and so he says fuck it, she can come along. I guess for some reason she's got real into Sex and the City, but she keeps calling it the Sexy City Show. Nandor and Laszlo want to launch a counteroffensive against the TV crew. They go into Guillermo's shed to get weapons, but when Guillermo hears the name of the show, PI Undercover New York, he geeks out and wants to watch the production and possibly get an autograph from the actor who plays the lead character, Cal Bodian. Guillermo has cosplayed as the character Jack Mancuso and made a zine about the show and wants the actor to sign it. Colin and Nadja arrive at his friend Joel's house, and Colin warns her that the stuff he used to talk about with Joel wasn't exactly family friendly to explain away their film crew. Colin says that Nadja, who is pretending to be his girlfriend, is a YouTuber who films her entire life. Nadja tries to make small talk badly and wants to help Becky in the kitchen with dinner. Colin gets Joel a gift, a baseball card, but Joel is no longer into baseball. Colin says he watched every Mets game from the last 7 years for 2 weeks to prepare for sports talk. He excuses himself to the bathroom to learn more about Joel's new favorite show, Top Chef. He and Nadja share a very gross kiss before he heads to the bathroom. It is all tongue from Nadja. It's really weird.
He also whispers to Naja to act normal after they do that weird kiss. Laszlo and Nandor find that Sean has rented his bathroom out to the TV crew, so they're saying he's a traitor. Becky says Colin is really sensitive and doesn't want to see him hurt. Naja deduces she has a crush on Colin, and Becky hates how Joel does everything. It's kind of like I feel bad for Joel after a while.
Yeah.
Guillermo finds Cal Bodian's trailer and approaches him when Nandor and Laszlo drop in, but deduce he is not the man in charge. So the Cal Bodian Mancuso guy is played by Kevin Pollak. Colin says he was just a good listener for Becky when her and Joel went through a rough patch, but doesn't believe Becky has a crush on him. Nandor goes into the assistant director's trailer, but comes out with a safety vest, headset, and walkie-talkie, and takes his job as a PA seriously in order to infiltrate. Back at the dinner party, they play charades, and Joel shows Nadja their renovated bathroom, while Becky cozies up to an uncomfortable Colin.
Becky uses this as her opportunity to get Colin alone and interrogate him about his relationship with Nadja, proving Nadja right that she definitely has feelings for Colin. Nandor brings snacks to the crew and tries to keep Laszlo out of frame. Becky laughs a little too hard at Colin's attempt at a joke, but realizes the salmon is burning and gets pissed at Joel for not replacing the batteries in the smoke alarm. Becky basically pisses on Joel for not doing chores around the house and runs off into the kitchen with Nadja in tow. Joel asks Colin for a favor, and the favor is that he wants Colin to sleep with his wife, saying that it would keep their marriage alive. Laszlo wants to sabotage production as best as he can by taking out the director and one of the writers. He says that the director sucks and the writer is the true beating heart of the whole production. When Nandor shows up wearing a P-I-U-N-Y sweatshirt, that's for crew only. Laszlo really wants his sweated shirt because it has a hood and a little kangaroo pouch-like pocket. Nandor keeps getting in the shot, but hides behind a bush with his butt still sticking out. Colin just wants Joel's friendship and doesn't want anything to do with screwing his wife. Nadja and Colin come back out into the living room, and Becky and Joel are slow dancing. Colin wants to leave and tries to make plans with just Joel to go bowling, but Joel was like, and after that you can come back here and fuck my wife.
Maybe we shouldn't use the F word. But they did in the episode.
They very much did, yes. I was trying to quote as close to possible.
So there was a part where Nandor kept trying to hand out headsets, and every single member of the crew had a headset. So he was kind of like annoying. Also, Joel explains to Colin that the very idea of Colin and Becky having a fling is what keeps their marriage alive. It's a little creepy. I'm not sure why they are together.
I don't
Because
understand
she
that
seems
either.
not to like Joel whatsoever.
Any excuse she can to like piss on him, she takes it.
Also says the lead needs new trousers so he can infiltrate the costume trailer, not just as humans are uptight because they repress their desires. As her and Colin walk home and are stopped by an assistant of the show who Nadja yeets into the house. And she basically broke her neck before she threw her, so I'm not sure if the first guy that Nandor threw died, but I'm pretty sure the second person died. So, I mean, they're gonna have to do a real investigation in New York after they figure out that two of the crew members are missing and that they're like dead in the bushes.
Yeah.
Laszlo dresses all up in swag from the show. Him and Nandor fight over Nandor's sweated shirt. They decide to kill the whole crew when they discover that the production ended a half hour before. And then I was a little confused by this. It's like Colin is almost typing what is happening. So I'm like, is he just like, is it his diary? And he's just typing up what occurred? Or did he almost like write an episode of the show?
Yeah.
Did he make the whole thing up?
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that too. Like, he could just be, like, even just blogging or something, but the way it was done, it could have been, like, he basically wrote fan fiction about his own life.
Yeah, like having the friend Joel that Joel's wife has a crush on him, and then just the whole thing with the TV show showing up in their backyard, basically that he may have made that whole thing up, but I'm not really sure. Guillermo asks Cal Bodian for an autograph, and when he rudely refuses, Nandor and Laszlo rough him up. I don't think they killed him, right?
No, I think they just threw him. It wasn't that far that they threw him either.
And then later, Guillermo watches the episode that was shot, and he can see Nandor in the background diving into the bushes. They were supposed to remove it in post, but they did not.
Yes.
So again, while this is an entertaining show and a lot happened, with it being the last season, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I just because this is the last season, I'm looking for things that are wrapping up storylines, and I don't really think, again, the show did that, but
No. If anything, they're introducing more shit. They've kind of done that the last couple episodes, even like bringing in Laszlo's dad.
but it was really fun. It was, like you've said before, some of the stuff that's normal to us, that the vampires, how they interpret it, they felt like they were being invaded or infiltrated by this TV crew. And I think like a normal person who like watches some TV and maybe even a little bit of Entertainment Tonight or something, or knows a little bit about the behind the scenes, would know that they were probably gonna just shoot that one episode within a week and then move on. They wouldn't have been in their backyard forever. So it's just sort of funny how, again, they interpret kind of normal things like the Airbnb from a previous episode.
Yeah. It was kind of fun to see like Guillermo like geeking out, but also he like knew everything about the Calbonian dude, like his routine, his eating habits, he knew how long he'd been sober for. And when he goes up to him at like the craft table or whatever, he's like, "Oh, the muffin."
Yeah. Just, I was kind of also wondering, like, since they never did conquer the New World, and they've only just recently started some of these little hobbies that they wanted to before, why they haven't really discovered TV? I mean, I guess Naja was watching Sex in the City, but I think it would be something they would really be into.
Yeah, I think they'd have a grand old time with that, and it would like possibly help them learn more about humans since they seem to be so curious about them, or at least like Nadja is.
Yeah, I think, yeah, Naja could have maybe learned more about how, like, humans talk and everything. Or she could have learned it from watching, like, TV shows, but also, like, kind of like the more live daytime shows and stuff if she wanted to learn, like, current speech patterns and stuff. I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I also was questioning like Naja pretending to be Colin's girlfriend when Laszlo was like, I forbid it when it came to her getting a job. But she's, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he didn't realize she was going to do that for the night with Colin, but I don't know. Their relationship is odd.
Yeah, it is like fairly unconventional. So I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't even like care, and that's why she didn't bring it up. He was like, he'll be fine with it.
When that truck like broke in and hit their wall, I'm not sure if I said that or not, but it's like it hit like right next to Guillermo's shed. I'm not sure how he like slept through that whole thing. And they were like kind of being loud outside too, and there was all these lights going on.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he could be like a heavy sleeper, or they're trying to be like, oh, his noise canceling headphones, he can't hear anything. I assure you, I sleep with noise canceling headphones pretty much every night. You would still be able to hear that shit. It just kind of muffles stuff. It doesn't like make it so you can't hear anything outside of your headphones.
Yeah, just maybe gets rid of the more louder stuff or whatever.
Yeah. It just makes some of the louder noises a little bit more palatable.
And it's funny again, Nandor, even though he's Nandor the Conqueror, like people fall into those janitor type roles because like the PA is like the gopher on the set.
Right.
You know, like go get that guy from his trailer and bring him to the set, go fetch this or fetch that. And like, well, he got talked into it easily, apparently, even though he was going in there to like bust the place up.
Yes. Or possibly do a big murder.
So maybe he will find himself a job where he fits in a little bit more and they don't think he's odd. Maybe he will find that somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe they just didn't like think he's so weird because they're like around to like actors and stuff. They just thought maybe he's just like an eccentric or something.
I did kind of like Laszlo pretty much almost all the way through stayed on his mission, but then when it came to the clothes, the merch from the show, that's where he broke and he was head to toe in clothes from the show.
It felt
But
so weird to see him in normal clothes, like modern clothes.
wait, man, did he want that hooded sweatshirt? Like he was very envious of that. So that part was pretty funny. Them two fighting. And then I guess we didn't say, but there was a bunch of mirrors in that trailer because it was for them to close for the set. And where
Yeah.
they were fighting, you couldn't see their reflection, but you could see all the stuff, the clothes being tossed around. And
I didn't see that, but I did kind of wonder about that.
saw it both times, but it was funny.
Yeah. But apparently they can be seen on film because otherwise, how would the show work?
Well, because now it's like a long time ago, there was silver involved in film, but
Yeah.
now that they shoot digitally.
Well, that's why some people think like the mirrors too, like that the backing would be silver, and so it wouldn't probably be silver now. It'd probably be some sort of other, like less
Yeah,
rare metal.
that probably is right too. But it seems like every vampire story has like some slate where they kind of take something and twist it a little bit.
Yeah. Like hell, even like Dracula, like Bram Stoker made up a bunch of that shit for it, like new vampire lore. And it's kind of like the staple vampire thing now. Like we get all our lore and stuff from Dracula.
I don't know if the next episode is, I forget what it's called.
So the next one is called Come Out and Play, and then the one after that is called The Promotion. So we know what the next two episodes are called. I don't. So that would be, this is 8, so that would be 9 and 10. We don't know what episode 11 is going to be called. I'm pretty sure I said there's going to be like 11 episodes this season.
I looked it up at one point too, and I saw the 11, so they haven't put that out there yet.
Yeah, so we don't know what the finale is going to be called. But
And with those titles, obviously the promotion, the only one of them that has a job is Guillermo.
yeah.
I mean, not just as pretend. I suppose she could be pretend, but in the Come Out and Play, I don't know.
It weirdly makes me think of Chucky for some reason, so I'm just imagining them being chased around by a haunted doll.
Maybe, or it could be a play on the word play, like maybe someone's in a play.
Maybe.
But again, like I don't know, maybe they don't care to go back to, I mean, I guess they will go back to Canyon Capital, but I don't really see the monster a whole lot, or this, like, are we gonna circle back to Jerry and conquering the new world? I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't like brought up Nandor trying to like woo the guide, I don't think. A little bit. Well, not this episode. I guess the last one, that was the one with that was March Madness. So it didn't really bring up any like major plot points throughout the rest of the season. This probably could have almost like landed in almost any season.
Yes. Other than like Guillermo being out in the sleeping out in the shed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't like a fun episode. Just for the final season, I'm just, I don't know. Figure we were gonna wrap stuff up, but it is a comedy, so
Yeah.
maybe
I don't know.
maybe I'm thinking of more like serious drama shows that there's gotta be something happening, and
Yeah.
it's just a lot of
Hijinks.
vampires, getting up to hijinks.
Yeah. I'm just doing silly shit per usual.
I don't know if we'll see more of Colin's friend Joel. I mean, he did bring up bowling with him, but then he seemed to want to wash his hands of the whole situation, though.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they would circle back to that. And Naja trying to do small talk is pretty funny. It's way better than whatever those banana jokes were.
Yes, definitely.
In the one episode, so I wouldn't mind seeing maybe a little bit more. I don't know. You should go to a bar or something and try to talk to humans, or
Yeah, like a bar
or she could be like
club again.
a waitress. Try to, you kind of gotta be super friendly and chat people up so they give you a good tip.
Yeah.
Maybe Guillermo could become part of a TV crew since he was into that. Although I think he was mostly just into that show and that particular actor, though.
Yes, yeah. He was just a giant nerd for the PI Undercover cinematic universe.
And he would just end up being like the ultimate PA on there and not really, he'd still be the gopher and
Yeah.
the guy getting shit on. So they had some good guests. The guy from The Office, Zach Woods, and the Kevin Pollak guy was a little bit of a surprise, like playing the lead on the show. 'Cause he's kind of like been in a lot of stuff, but you just kind of don't, and sadly, remember him a lot because he's not really like a leading man type.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where you see him and you go, oh, guy.
So that part's been fun. I didn't really recognize the Becky lady from anything, but she could
Nah, I didn't either.
she might be on something we just haven't seen.
Yeah.
I guess that's all I have to say, but this just caught my eye when they go over to Joel's house before they go inside. And I know you kind of alluded to it, but Colin says that him and Joel used to talk about boobs.
Yeah.
We used the F word.
Yeah.
But it's just funny, like he was almost like embarrassed to tell her. And it's like, I feel like maybe they probably really didn't talk about that a whole lot. I don't know. I know Becky was like, he's so sensitive. He doesn't talk about scratching his balls.
He's not like other guys. He's an energy vampire.
Yeah, that was something too. Like, Colin liked Joel so much, he never sucked him dry, I think is what he said.
Yeah.
So, again, this is like another one of his chances at like a friendship that really his vampires didn't mess up for him this time. But it was just like it couldn't go back to what it was because Joel was married now.
Yeah.
In his weird dynamic with his wife. But so we need Colin to get a friend.
Yeah, I want to have a buddy who actually likes him.
I mean, he has the monster, but
Even the monster told him to shut up.
oh yeah, he did when he was typing.
Yeah.
Oh, he needs to make maybe another monster, but then that may not work out. Or maybe he needs like a doll, like not just doll or something.
We'll get him a Furby, like some sort of virtual pet.
Yeah, or maybe a real pet.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would be. I wouldn't think he could bore an animal to death. And then like cats, like they'll just like sleep all day, or sometimes dogs will too.
Yeah.
Or like a bird or something.
Get a bird, and the bird could help him say boring things to people.
Or he could just get like a really boring animal, like a sloth. Or like those poor little chameleons, don't they like they just like walk like super slow?
Yeah.
Like koalas are really slow.
Yeah.
That would
Get him an exotic pet.
like unlikely.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like really slow.
Just get him like a dog so old it about pees dust. That could be his boring animal.
And like he has like some things, some hobbies that I would think, like with his Funko Pops, like he could go to like a Comic-Con or like there's things he could go to like where he could find other people that have some interests. Like he needs to find some people outside of the house.
Yes.
I don't know. Guillermo had kind of a really small part in this too. And I like, I mean, I guess, I don't know, he was geeking out, but
Yeah.
didn't really have where he's like leading the charge on either of the storylines.
No. So tune in next week when we talk about Come Out and Play. We also have another podcast, another TV show podcast where we talk about the Powerpuff Girls and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's called Mojo JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That is usually out on Fridays. We have we're a bit ahead of the scheduling for that is a bit ahead of this. So we just recorded episode 30 of that like last week. So there's a bit of the episodes out now. So you could like binge listen to your heart's content basically if you're really big into Powerpuff Girls or JoJo or both.
And we could really use some reviews so that our pod will get shown to more people and subscribe and rate. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we'd love to get some feedback.
And I think what we have pages on Instagram and Facebook for the Mojo Jojo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yes, we have an Instagram. I think I was able to fit the whole Mojo Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, so it's kind of a long name on Instagram. And then Facebook, I think the group is just like Mojo's Bizarre Adventure Podcast. I don't have any social media up for this yet. I just haven't gotten around to it or anything. And we might try to do page on Blue Sky for Mojo Jojo's Bizarre Adventure since we left Twitter because of Elon's bullshit.
Also, just a lot of people are leaving Twitter and a lot
Yeah.
of people are joining Blue Sky, and
Yeah.
so we're giving that a try.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of cool people on there. Like, especially if you're really into like comics and like animation and stuff, I found a lot of people from there on there, and it's cool. Some of them like have followed me back, and so I'm like geeking out a little. I guess until next time, remember you're dead and out of this world. Goodbye.
Goodbye.